It seems like there's a new smartphone coming out about every 6 minutes, and some tick some boxes, some tick the others, but very few go in through and tick every single box of what would make an almost ideal smartphone, and the Galaxy Note 7 looks to be one of those devices. So instead of testing in a vacuum, I wanted to use it as I would any other phone. So a few days after this device came in, I was off on a family vacation with my sisters and my parents. There were 7 kids under 7 years old, including my 3-year-old and 6-month-old. So you're going to get a chance to see what things are like behind the scenes and actually see the phone get tested. And by the end of this review, I'll answer the question, should you buy the Galaxy Note 7? Let's go to Maui. If you want any more information on anything I'm going to talk about, like software, hardware, or even detail and specs, hit the link down below and check out the full written review by Todd Hazelton. Whenever I test a new phone, the first thing I always notice is how does the phone feel in the hand? Does it make you feel anything? Does it look like a generic slab? Does it feel premium? The Note 7 absolutely feels incredible. Completely coated in Gorilla Glass 5 with the dual curved edges, this phone looks and feels absolutely premium. I love the way the curved edges look on the table. I like the way it feels when you pick it up. Now the curved display is of questionable utility. I don't really use the edge panels all that much. Maybe you do. But for me it's totally aesthetics, and I think it really works here. Say what you will about Samsung, whether you love them, hate them, or are totally ambivalent. They make the best displays in the market, and the Note 7 display is their piece de resistance. It looks incredible. It almost looks like a sticker on the phone as opposed to an actual display that does stuff. It worked really well. It was even pretty visible in direct sunlight, which is better than I've seen on previous gen Samsung devices. Samsung's got a few tricks up their sleeves with the Note 7. One of the big ones is the iris scanner built in, and it works. It was easy to set up, but when you started going out in direct sunlight or having sunglasses on, it got a bit squirrely. So I ended up using it in conjunction with the fingerprint reader, and that was a pretty good combo. Also, oddly, my son likes to set timers, so it has that built in too.
Set timer for 5 minutes.
One of the coolest things for me about the Note, and the reason I think it fits well into my lifestyle, is it is IP68, and things around me are constantly getting dropped, wet, and generally thrown around. What better way to test this is waterproof than by actually take it in the water and see how it does in the ocean. See it happen. Video coming out of that 12 megapixel sensor looks awesome. So this is Zach's first time eating carrots. What do you want to say, buddy?
This goes to handstands.
What is that girl doing?
Handstands.
Pictures look incredible. I think this is still one of the best cameras I've ever tested, and I said that when it was found in the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S7 Edge. When you've got great light, the photos look really bright, vivid, and vibrant. Even when you've got low light, the pictures look really good. And if you've got sort of ishy light, I don't know if that's a word, maybe not great, the camera still manages to find that sweet spot. The manual controls are there and they're nice. I mostly had this thing in auto. I was just trying to snap pictures of my kids as they were running around. I also really liked OIS, so if you're constantly chasing little ones around or maybe you got to shake your hand, you can appreciate that here as well. Some folks might be disappointed with only a 3,500 mAh battery, and I love to tell you I conducted thorough video tests running down the battery, and I left it on hold for 5 hours to see how it handled, but the reality is my kids were napping for hours at a time, so mostly I was just playing Pokemon Go on the patio. What's the deal with this guy? And the battery was decent, but not great. Generally, by the end of the day, I was down to 10-15%, usually about 10% lower than I ordinarily am. Now, with new phones, traditionally you hit them harder than you ordinarily do, and as the week wore on, the battery did tend to get a little bit better. Fortunately, though, quick charge is here, and when plugged in, I almost got 1% of battery life per minute. One thing to note, though, while using the phone, whether you're playing games or watching video or just making a phone call, the phone does get warm, and it's noticeable in your hand. It's not gonna fry off your junk in your pocket, but you're definitely going to feel a little bit of warm, and hope that Samsung is shielding that radiation since it's so close to your parts. One of the other big selling points for the Note 7 is the S Pen. This time around, it's also waterproof, which I never used, but you can write notes now underwater. The S Pen works very well, and it's got thousands of more points of sensitivity, and that just means when you write on the screen, it actually doesn't have any sort of lag, there's no delay, and it almost looks like one-to-one. As you move a little bit, it makes a little bit of a note on the screen. I like that the S Pen doesn't add any extra bulk. I didn't use it too much, but it does have some cool features. You can magnify, you can translate things in real time. If you're big on taking notes or you want a stylus on your device, the S Pen this generation is pretty solid. And also, you can't put it in backwards. They don't let you do that. A lot's been made about the phone scratching, how Gorilla Glass 5 is going to perform. I didn't have any scratching issues. I took it at the beach, and I had sand on it, which ordinarily would scratch most phones, and this thing came out looking really unscathed. By the time the trip was over, I was ready to go home. Chasing kids around, especially a cranky toddler who is 3 hours out of their time zone, is exhausting. Spoiler alert, he needed a nappy. So if you couldn't tell, I really liked the Note 7. My favorite things about it was I didn't have to think about how to use the phone. If I wanted to take a picture in the water, I could take a picture in the water. If I dropped, I didn't have to worry about it cracking. I felt really good using it. In fact, the best endorsement I can give a phone is to put my own money behind it, and I did. I picked up a Galaxy Note 7 for myself. If you find yourself drawn to Note 7 features but don't want to pay the astronomical almost $900 after taxes, you might want to look at a discounted Galaxy S7 or Galaxy S7 Edge. What do you guys think about the Note 7? Is it for you? Did you pick one up? Leave in the comments down below. And if you want to see more Note 7 coverage, give the video a thumbs up to let us know. Until next time, I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo.